Welcome to the eBusiness Playbook podcast, proudly sponsored by Ocademy Global, where we help you go from theory to reality, empowering you to elevate your e-business. Join our open community at the eBusiness Playbook by Ocademy on Facebook and LinkedIn, and check out our training packages at ocademyglobal.com to find out more.
Welcome to the eBusiness Playbook. Have you ever found yourself wrestling with a brilliant business idea, maybe a new service or fixing an internal process could be better, but then you hit that wall? The one made of phrases like custom software, coding needed, huge budget, and, well, just waiting forever for IT. Yeah, that feeling. Being held back because maybe you're not quote-unquote tech savvy, or because traditional development just feels like this massive, complex thing. It's frustrating. Well, today we're diving deep into a revolution that's really smashing down that wall. We're talking about the low-code, no-code revolution. Think of this as your shortcut, a way to really get your head around how you, even as a non-technical business owner, can finally grab the reins of your digital future. Building powerful apps, automating workflows, all without needing to write lines and lines of code.
And what's really fascinating here, I think, is how this whole movement is fundamentally democratizing technology. It's putting the power in different hands. So our mission today, really, is to explore how these, intuitive, very visual platforms let you speed up innovation, solve problems much faster. Get solutions tailored to your business without those massive expenses and, finally transform those clunky manual processes into slick, efficient systems. Across the board, we'll give you the facts, the benefits, absolutely, but also some practical insights and a few things to keep in mind as you explore this.
Okay, so let's unpack that phrase you used, democratizing development. Because for years, decades really, building software felt like, a secret language, didn't it? Only a few people understood it. You needed degrees, specific skills. It felt very exclusive. But now it sounds like that's changing.
It really is changing. At its heart, low-code development lets users build applications with minimal actual hand coding. Think of it like using high-quality pre-made building blocks instead of having to craft every single piece from raw materials. You're using a graphical interface, dragging things around, configuring, and then no-code platforms, they take it even further. They're specifically designed for people with absolutely zero programming background. It's all about straightforward, drag-and-drop visual tools. The main goal for both is making software creation accessible to everyone, whether it's your marketing manager, someone in operations, or critically, you, the person who actually knows the business inside and out.
I like that building block analogy. It makes it much clearer. But what does that actually look like day to day for someone who isn't a coder? We're talking about more than just, say, simple website builders here.
Oh, definitely. Much more sophisticated. We're talking about visual modeling environments where you literally see your application taking shape, like on a canvas. You connect these pre-built components, things like buttons, forms, even database connections, almost like snapping together Lego bricks. And those easy drag-and-drop interfaces, they make putting together a functional app feel almost as intuitive as, say, arranging slides for a presentation. It simplifies the whole design part dramatically. You don't need to worry about complex syntax. You focus on the logic and the function that your business actually needs. And the impact is just huge. Projections show that by 2025, over 70% of new business applications will likely be built using these low-code or no-code technologies.
70%, wow.
Yeah. And if you connect that to the bigger picture, this idea of citizen developers, that's business users like you, creating apps, it's a massive shift. They're expected to outnumber professional developers maybe 4-to-1 by 2025.
4-to-1.
Right, which means your insights, your deep understanding of your customers and how things work in your business, that becomes the actual blueprint for real working applications, not just a list of requirements you hand off.
Okay, so it's becoming way more accessible to actually build these things. That's clear.
Yeah.
But, as any business owner knows, having the idea is one thing. Getting it out there, getting it working before the opportunity disappears, that's another challenge entirely. Speed is everything in today's market. Waiting months, maybe even a year for a custom solution. That can mean missing out, falling behind. That kind of delay can be, fatal sometimes.
Exactly. And this is where low-code and no-code really deliver a crucial benefit. It directly impacts your agility, your growth. We're seeing organizations deliver applications something like 50 to 75% faster than the old ways.
50 to 75% faster.
Imagine cutting your development time literally in half, or even more. The data backs this up, too. Reports suggest around 72% of apps built this way are done in under 3 months. Compare that to traditional cycles. 6 months, 12 months, sometimes even longer for anything complex.
That kind of speed, it sounds almost too good to be true. But what does it really mean for me, the business owner listening? How does that translate into action?
Well, it means you can act on those moments of insight, those aha moments, much, much faster. You can test new ideas, launch new services, build internal tools to fix bottlenecks now, not next year, and you can pivot based on actual user feedback without massive delays. Imagine spotting a new customer need. Instead of a long, drawn-out project, you could prototype a solution, test it with a small group, tweak it, and deploy it, maybe in weeks.
That kind of agility, that's invaluable.
It really is. And this rapid development, it translates directly into real, measurable ROI. Organizations using low-code often see an average ROI of around 362%.
362%.
Yes. And maybe even more impressively, something like 91.9% of these projects recover their initial investment within the first year. That ROI isn't just a number on a page. It represents the power of being nimble. Think about freeing up capital faster, reinvesting sooner, adapting while competitors are still stuck in planning meetings. This speed isn't just about getting things done quicker. It's fundamental for innovation and staying relevant.
Okay, let's switch gears slightly and talk about the money. The bottom line, cost. Custom software development always had this reputation, right? Huge budgets, only for the big players. For small or medium businesses, it often felt totally out of reach, just impossible to fund. How do these low-code, no-code platforms change that whole equation?
This is definitely one of the biggest draws, especially for entrepreneurs or growing businesses. The cost savings can be substantial. We're talking potential savings of up to 70% on development costs compared to traditional methods.
70%?
Yeah. To put some rough figures on it, your annual expenses for an app built this way might be, say, $300 to maybe $1,000. Compare that to conventional development, you could easily be looking at $70,000 to $170,000 or even more.
Wow, that's a world of difference.
It absolutely is. It makes custom app creation genuinely accessible. It moves it from a dream to a realistic option for businesses that simply couldn't entertain the thought before. You get high value without that prohibitive price tag.
That's incredible. It sounds like you can finally get the exact tool you need without, breaking the bank, which is music to any budget manager's ears. But I guess the natural question that pops up is, does cost-effective mean you lose all the customization? Are you just stuck with generic templates, or can you really tailor it?
That's a really important question, and there's some nuance there. Think of it like building a house again. Traditional coding is like hiring an architect for a completely unique hand-built mansion. Amazing, bespoke, but slow and very expensive. Low-code, no-code is more like using high-quality, pre-engineered modular components. You can still design a fantastic custom-looking home. You get unique layouts, the finishes you want, a floor plan that works perfectly for you, much faster, much less costly. You might not get that one super specific hand-carved detail, but you get something beautiful and perfectly functional for your needs.
Okay, so it's about purpose-built rather than infinitely bespoke.
Exactly. These platforms offer significant customization compared to just buying off-the-shelf software. You gain speed, you get tailored solutions, but yes, there might be some limitations compared to coding everything from scratch. If you have truly, truly unique or incredibly complex edge case requirements, it's about getting a highly functional, tailored solution that fits your specific needs efficiently, not paying a massive premium for infinite, maybe unnecessary configuration.
Right. Now let's talk about something I think everyone listening can relate to. The dreaded spreadsheet chaos. So many businesses, big and small, are still running on this patchwork of spreadsheets, maybe some manual processes alongside them. It works for a bit, but eventually it just becomes this huge bottleneck. Prone to errors, takes forever, hard to scale. We've all stared at that spreadsheet with 50 tabs, right? Hoping we don't break something.
Oh, absolutely. That's a perfect picture. And it's precisely where low-code and no-code really, really shine in day-to-day operations. These platforms are basically designed to take those complex, time-sucking manual tasks and digitize and automate them across pretty much any department. It's about transforming how work actually gets done, taking those multi-step, person-dependent processes and making them smooth digital workflows.
Can you give us some concrete examples? What does that look like in the real world? How are businesses using this right now to ditch those spreadsheet nightmares?
Certainly. Let's take logistics. Think about delivery tracking. Before, maybe a driver calls the office with an update, someone types it in, lots of room for error and delay. Now imagine an app on their tablet. They update delivery status instantly, capture signatures, report issues, flag vehicle maintenance, all syncing in real time to a central system.
Okay, much cleaner.
Much cleaner. It's not just faster data entry, it's about eliminating blind spots, ensuring compliance, making the whole supply chain more transparent and responsive. Or look at finance. Processing loan applications used to mean piles of paper, manual checks, long waits. With a low-code app, you can streamline that whole process. Automate credit scoring based on rules you set, create interactive dashboards for real-time analysis. It speeds things up for the customer, yes, but it also massively cuts down administrative work and errors, freeing up staff for more complex tasks.
Makes sense.
And in e-commerce or retail, businesses are using these tools to quickly build and test apps, maybe to improve the customer experience, manage inventory better, personalize offers. We've actually seen some businesses report average revenue increases of around 58% by using these tools to become more agile, both customer-facing and behind the scenes.
58% increase. Wow.
It's significant, and it's not just big industries. Even in education, look at Georgia Tech reportedly saved around $540,000 using low-code to streamline admin functions, things like registration, resource management. In healthcare, too, apps for patient intake, scheduling, billing, reducing the admin burden so staff can focus more on actual patient care. It really allows any department anywhere to take those manual, error-prone tasks and turn them into efficient, automated systems. It gives people back so much time and improves accuracy immensely.
This all sounds incredibly powerful. Honestly, it feels a bit like unlocking a superpower for non-tech folks. But, we always want to give a balanced view. It can't all be sunshine and roses. What are some of the important considerations, the potential challenges businesses need to be aware of as they explore this?
That's crucial. You need to go in with your eyes open. One major concern that comes up often is security. The very ease of use that makes these platforms great can sometimes mean citizen developers, your team members building apps, might overlook robust security practices. This can lead to something called shadow IT. Apps being built quickly, maybe without proper IT oversight, potentially exposing sensitive data or missing key compliance rules.
Right, and that sounds like a huge risk for a business owner.
It is. Imagine someone builds a quick app to track customer info, maybe stores it insecurely, doesn't follow GDPR or other privacy rules. Suddenly, you're facing potential fines, reputational damage, loss of customer trust, all from an app built with good intentions but poor security planning. So organizations absolutely need to prioritize security training, set up clear rules, and manage access properly.
And you touched on customization limits earlier when we discussed cost. Worth revisiting that.
Yes, definitely. While they offer a lot of tailoring, those pre-built modules might not fit every single highly unique, super niche requirement your business has. It's that trade-off again. Rapid development versus completely bespoke functionality. If you have a truly groundbreaking process needing very specialized tech, traditional coding might still be the answer. You have to weigh the needs versus the efficiency gains. Another big one, often overlooked initially, is vendor lock-in.
Ah, right. Getting stuck with one provider.
Exactly. Imagine you build your core operations on one platform, invest time, resources, build lots of apps. Then the vendor hikes prices, changes terms, or drops a feature you need. Moving everything away isn't just inconvenient. It could mean rebuilding your digital core from scratch. Massive cost, disruption. It can feel like being held hostage.
So choosing the platform carefully is key. Looking at things like how easy it is to get data out, maybe.
Precisely. Evaluating their migration options, their APIs, that's really important up front. And finally, remember, even with all the speed and simplicity, good implementation still needs planning. It's not magic. You still need clear requirements, proper user training, ongoing management. Without that, even the best platform can lead to clunky solutions or frustrated users, kind of negating the benefits. So careful planning is still essential.
That makes sense. So thinking about all this, the potential, the considerations, and it really feels like this low-code, no-code revolution isn't just a passing fad. It feels like a fundamental shift.
Yeah.
What's the bigger picture here? What does the future really hold for this way of building technology?
Well, if we look at the bigger picture, the growth projections are just staggering. The market for LC&C is expected to hit somewhere between $80 billion and maybe $122.8 billion by 2030. That's enormous growth. Gartner estimates that by 2026, maybe 70% to 75% of all new enterprise applications will be built using these technologies. Compare that to around 20% back in 2020.
That's a massive jump in just a few years.
It is. And the shift, it's also helping tackle really big challenges like the ongoing shortage of tech talent. By empowering the business experts, the citizen developers to build solutions without needing years of coding training, these platforms fill a huge gap. In fact, something like 84% of businesses say they're adopting these tools specifically to bridge that talent gap and keep innovation moving.
And the platforms themselves aren't standing still, are they? They're evolving, integrating more advanced tech.
Absolutely. That's another key trend. We're seeing more and more integration of things like artificial intelligence, the Internet of Things, IoT, even blockchain. Imagine AI helping you design the app visually, optimizing workflows, maybe even spotting potential security issues automatically, or building apps that talk directly to sensors or smart devices in your factory or warehouse through IoT, or using blockchain for secure data within your custom apps. This fusion of technologies is making the platforms even more powerful, automating more complex tasks, making them even more intuitive. It's really reshaping how work gets done and who gets to build the tools.
So let's bring it back home. What does all this really mean for you, the non-technical business owner listening right now? It seems the low-code, no-code revolution is fundamentally changing the game, how businesses innovate, how they solve problems, how they grow. You're not stuck on the sidelines anymore.
That's the core message. You now genuinely have the power to quickly develop custom applications that target your specific business challenges. You can automate those tedious processes that drain your team's time and energy. You can adapt to market shifts with incredible speed. And you can do it all while keeping a very close eye on your budget. It's really about turning your business knowledge directly into working solutions.
We've talked about how these platforms democratize development, how they drastically cut down your time to market, offer cost-effective customization, and help you move way beyond those clunky old spreadsheets.
So maybe the big question to leave you with, the one to really think about, is this. In a world where digital innovation isn't just for the coders anymore, where these powerful tools are right there, ready and intuitive, how will you harness this power? How will you use low-code and no-code to redefine what's possible for your business, to drive efficiency, spark growth, and build lasting adaptability for the future? The tools are ready. It's your turn to build.
For the complete PDF with all the insights from this episode, head over to academyglobal.com. There, you'll find the PDF, plus other valuable podcasts and resources to fuel your business growth and career success. Thanks for listening, and see you next time.